So very good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to all the participants from all around the world. And today we have really interesting topic to be discussed by our side. Here with you, Dr. Vituras, Professor and Chairman from Eudoxia Research Center, India, and also President and CEO, Eudoxia Research University, Newcastle, United States of America. Today, we will start in an exceptional way, and I hope that you're gonna to enjoy every slide of this presentation. We know that always researchers and academicians, they are having questions in their mind. First, what is effective research paper, and how that's we are preparing the manuscript, how original research paper is different from the review paper, how I can publish my paper in free journal. So here we go. I would like to share with you some important question that is always in researcher mind. Now you can see that's one that the animated picture appearing in front of you, and anyone if approach one researcher PhD, they will say like this, that is appearing in front of you. Research, they will say, no, this isn't very tough. And there are numbers of jokes. Yes, of course, that whenever we are starting our research, it is always appearing as the tedious work and how to overcome the problems and the obstacle in front of us. So no doubt, the comment from your senior will be, no, don't come to research, join your job. But from our side, we will say, welcome to the world of research. And you can do anything if you want to do it from your side. Today, we are sharing some important points here. That's the questions. The first thing, effective research paper. Then your question is that how to write one effective research paper. Why some research paper are great in nature and it is standing one alone in front of 100 research paper. I would like to refer here Albert Einstein 5 research paper is always standing than any numbers of research paper in this world. We need to understand the quality of research paper, and we have to be passionate about our research, about our results, about our outcome of our research. So my first request to every researcher and academician, let us be passionate and emotional with our research. Then definitely we will go with the effective research paper writing. And your paper will stand as a different one than the thousand of paper. Next, the important point and question, Scopus and UGC care list journal. Here, I would like to share with you, it is always in your mind that what is Scopus and UGC care list pre-publication. The journal, those who are never taking article processing fee are always come under this category. So how to identify that particular journal and how to publish your maybe original paper or maybe review paper in that journal is today's topic of discussion. I'm pretty much sure that you are having question about the standard format, how the original research paper is different from the review paper, and what are the possible standard format we can adopt for this purpose. I have shown in the sidebar A, B, C, the difference between original and the review research paper, how to draft the original research paper for pre-publication, and see how to organize one review research paper for Scopus or UGC care list journal. If you are from India and you are targeting UGC care list journal, make sure that your first preference will be Group 2 journal, because these are international journal, and Group 1 journal are the journal in which you will get the opportunity to publish your research work, especially say in your local language, or maybe in sometimes which are not internationally available. Now, before starting the drafting of the paper, we have to go with some work. It is known as pre-drafting work. All right, here the question. What is pre-drafting? Before my drafting is something we have to do. Of course, this is true that if you want to bring one paper in a super brilliant manner and which will have the publication in Q1 journal or Q2 journal, you have focused. Then go with pre-drafting work. So number one, here you can see creation of short summary. It's not the abstract. Don't misunderstand this short summary with the abstract, because now I'm going with the generalized idea. Then I will go for one advanced level to be specific with the review paper as well as the original paper. Okay, now you see creation of short summary. Here I have write down, you can see that the summary of 150 to 250 words, which explain, here a very important point, which explain the paper purpose. It should be clear in your mind. What is the purpose of my paper? Finding out the research gap. This is always encourageable to you all, that find out the research gap even in tentative in nature, not finalizing, but at least you are having some idea. Yes, this is the area. I am from computer science, I'm reading this paper. I am from management, economics, education, law, maybe dental, maybe MBBS. My area, I have finalized. If I am writing down my paper, say in COVID-19 pandemic, one of the popular topics. So make sure that you are going with your background in your master's, in your bachelor, or like that, you will move forward. Now you see that after finding out the research gap, you need to go with the research problem and expected outcome. These are not final, but expected. Yes, my expectation is this much, and I am ready with my short summary. It is pre-drafting work. I'm explaining. Number two, identifying relevant sources. This is really pretty much interesting part of your research. Most of the time, our researchers get the rejection because they are not understanding this part. What is relevant sources? That is, whenever you are submitting your paper to one Scopus journal and you want to publish it free of cost. Now my question, why they will publish your paper? You need to understand here. It is mutual benefit. That is, if you are submitting one quality paper and it is full of SEO, search engine optimized, and in that case, the journal will have more audience, you will have more H index, I index, and journal will grow their impact factor because of your paper. So here, good to know about what is I index, You know that the Google indexing, that's, and the H index, that Harris index. If you will have confusion, then I will discuss also. I'm going in a different way because we have some other part, important part. So here you need to go with like Google Trends, okay, and find out the wordings that you are using in your title. And you have to confirm to yourself that your paper is purely come under search engine optimization process. Thereafter, dominoes effect. Well, so dominoes effect is very interesting part. Okay, very interesting part. And in this case, you see that. What is dominoes effect? Everyone has seen one that's a popular video that if you are having small domino, then if you fall it down, it is thrown, then it will touch the bigger, then bigger, then bigger. It is known as the dominoes effect. And whenever you are starting your first step towards your goal, towards your research paper, then you are creating the dominoes effect. So start your work with some small step and make sure that you are dividing your big work, okay, into the some small paragraphs and the part. It is always known as eating the elephant. Truly, it is always useful. Number 4, time-bound plan. It is very important, especially those who are into the PhD work. If you are doing your PhD work, then you need to understand your time-bound plan. Here we need flow chart. That is, say, if you ask me, sir, what will be the good time period for one effective research paper? I will say you, this will be minimum of 3 months. So plan your work, first month, second month, and the third month. Divide your work into different sections and confirm it that you are going on the right track. Take help if necessary. Yes, we are also here. Eudoxia Research Center always standing with you all. We are ready to support. But ethical research, that's finally, that's whenever you are coming to the final stage of your work. That number 5 here. That is, the final blueprint should be in your mind that this is my area, this is my research paper. I have 3 months or 2 months in my hand. I want to publish my paper in Q1 or Q2 or Q3 journal. And you have to identify the quality of your work and quality of the journal. This should be synchronized with each other. Otherwise, if you are targeting Q2 journal, your all references are belonging to Q4 journal, and your work is actually into the Q2, not Q2, say Q3 or Q4 level, then your paper will get the rejection. You need to understand, these are very technical and slowly we'll understand because I'm going slowly into the depth and the higher part. Okay. After this, I would like to share here that effective research paper drafting process. You can see here that one person on the right side corner climbing one mountain, and he is forwarding magical steps towards his goal and towards his victory. Are you ready? And if you are ready to make these 5 magical steps in your life, I am ensuring you, no one can stop you from your free publication. You need to understand, free publication in the Scopus or UGC careless journal, always going with some techniques and the quality of your paper. So step 1, find a right topic based on free drafting work. Now this summary will play the role. You have already made one summary, small summary. This is not abstract. Here you go with your first step. Now, please identify your niche, your domain, and finalize one topic. Not necessary here also that it will be the final title of your paper. Topic should be ideal. Ideal in the sense that the people are having interest regarding your topic. Timely, if you are adopting one topic from 16th century and most of the people are not having interest, do you think that that paper will be published in free Scopus top journal? We need to understand the demand of the journal. Journals are, I'm telling you, journals are sending emails to us. Please, sir, submit the paper. I'm also the reviewer board like that, reviewer member in more than 25 now in the journal, publishing from US, South Africa, Germany, India. And actually they are asking paper. Even we are not having time to write down the paper, but they are asking. Why? Because they need some paper in timely topic. You need to understand here. And timely topic, if you are selecting, one challenge is there. What is the challenge? Big challenge. Most of the people will write down their paper in that timely topic. That is in all media, everywhere. But your paper should not be inside the rat race. It should stand different from the rat race. And greater impact for the future. It's always important, I have mentioned. So make sure here that your topic will go with your time schedule or the time boundary. Okay, if you are a PhD scholar, if you have taken one bigger topic, it needs 5 years or 7 years or 10 years research. Then you cannot complete your research during the time frame. So it is also advisable here that you will set the time availability, resources in your hand, and you will move forward. Now, I would like to move to the next part. That is step 2, inverted pyramid. Yes, narrow down your topic. That is starting with border area. You have the summary, you have literature in your hand, but now you see that one arrow is also there. If you see the pyramid structure, behind it, I have kept one arrow. That is focused goal. What is your goal of your paper? And definitely, you will narrow down your topic to reach your goal. Then the next step, look it up. Truly, here we go with some very important point that W plus H, that is 5 effective W and 1 H. This is very important. You need to understand how to begin. Now we are coming third step. And you want to start your research paper. First question, how to begin? Classic idea of finding out the research gap. Go with numbers of literature. Find out the research gap. What is research gap? Some researcher study. They have done their research, published their papers, but still there are some areas which are untouched, unpublished, and they have not focused on that particular area, and you have find out the research gap. Now B, what to do? You are starting your paper, what to do now? You have started research gap. Now what to do? Formulate research question. My advice here, go with 3 to 5. Don't make it 10 research questions. No one interested. Go with simple way. Simple are always acceptable and beautiful in nature. that the way you are presenting your work will make difference from other. Otherwise, most of the people will have the same topic. So now formulate your research question. How to formulate research question? Based on research gap. And then define your research problem. This is very important. Whether you are a qualitative researcher, doing research in quantitative or experimental, it is important. Now, number C, where we will get all this review of literature, probably from the last 3 years. Say you want to get the research gap, you want to get the research design, research problem. And this is super exciting in nature to bring the top Scopus journals published in last 3 years to your reference section. Otherwise, no one will enjoy your paper and never be incredible in nature. You have to understand your paper will appear in front of the reader as it was never been before. So you need to understand this part. That's D. Who will be my audience? This is a big question. You see that you're writing down paper, you love that topic, no one interested to read that paper, then it will never come under SEO. So set the SEO and Google Trends. I have mentioned here, you can see. So this is very important part. The step D is also the 3D. I'm sharing that always go with your targeted audience. Now E, which journal? Again, tricky question. How to select the journal, free journal for my publication? So here you have to make your small research about the scope of the journal, the duration, like that you want to publish your paper within 3 months, within 6 months, within 1 year. Yes, if it is 1 year, higher quality journals. If it is 6 months, say quartile 2, maybe. And if it is 3 to 4 months, maybe Q3 journal. And even I think that PhD researcher can target the Q3 journal. These are good journals and free of cost also, numbers of journals. Okay, so E, that which journal. Then F, when it will be published. So identify the frequency of the UGC Careless journal and as well as your Scopus journal. If you want to get faster publication, make sure from your side that you have gone through the author guideline. Author guideline, very important part. Now, you see that here we come to the step number 4 and 5. You can see one globe is rotating and it is the age of internet. You want to connect with each other. You need the millions of followers in your research. If you want to take research as your career, then you have to go with really pretty good research in this case. So step 4 is plagiarism checking. Stand yourself as one of the best original author. Don't go with plagiarism. Unconsciously, sometimes plagiarism appears. Then do necessary paraphrasing. I hope in this training session we are having plagiarism checking and the paraphrasing also. Then avoid predatory journal. Here, these are all the whales that want to catch you. And be aware of all this unethical research and stand aside. That's don't go with the predatory journal, clone journal, the journal which is offering you faster publication within 1 month, 2 months, taking your money. Do not go with that. I know that after this point that so many people will be disappointed. Even some people are always feeling I'm standing against of some paid journal. It's not like that. My viewpoint is very clear. Researchers are not having that much investment. and therefore they can publish their paper in free journals. And numbers of journals are available, and you need to focus. So please focus Simago ranked journal, Scopus journal, WOS, that is Web of Science, Scopus, that is all Elsevier's. Okay, then you can also target SCI journals. Okay, UGC care list journals. And number 5 step, that is review your work. Of course, please take mentor comment, expert comment, and reserve access. Now I think that how to write down your paper in general is clear. Now we need to understand very important point. Yeah, here it's appearing. And the conflict. Original research paper versus review research paper. What should be your content? And which one is the better? Whether you should start with original or you should start with the review paper. The answer is always based on your research status. That is, if you are a very young researcher, then you can start with the original research paper while you have contributed with numbers of research paper, original research paper. Of course, you can start with the review research paper. Now, one question. How to draft one effective original research paper? Here, format, flowcharts, and that all the necessary steps. Title and affiliation, the first step. For original paper, you need to understand. I'm sharing here original at first. The selection of every word and the length of the title and the sequence of the word are very important to create one good impact and also to drive all the traffic from the search engine and also indexing purpose. So I think that you are understanding this point. You need to use words which will be maximum of number 15, not go beyond this one. Select every word with your precise homework and then put the word into the title. Affiliation, you know that your university name, college name, and here please say that one that you are adopting the complete journal format. Otherwise, unnecessarily your contact number, your email should not be shared. If the journal is having that policy, you can share. Generally, email we are giving. Now the abstract and the keywords. Here, it's very important that to begin your paper with super exciting abstract. And it always serves two purposes. First, you need to understand here, abstract part. And firstly, it grabs reader attention. How you are starting your first sentence is very important to bring more and more researcher towards your research. Secondly, reviewer comment. That is, there will be blind review, double blind review. Most of the Scopus journal will go with double blind review process. So here, you need to understand the first sentence will be super exciting nature. And it grabs the reader attention of that particular field. Next, it always comes with the research problem statement. What you are addressing. People are making confusion here. They are writing conclusion in the abstract part. So don't be confused. Abstract and conclusion are quite different from each other. And here you are making the statement of the problem and possible outcomes, not the results. You need to understand. Thereafter, introduction part. You can divide introduction into the 3 paragraphs. First paragraph, begin with, okay, the fascinating or surprising fact. People will feel like that, oh, this is like that. You are starting with some extraordinary style. Your introduction is your first impression to your reader and to the reviewer. So here you need to make more study. You need good vocabulary, word stocks in your hand, and then implement this into the first paragraph. Also, not only the surprising facts, but also you need to mention the background of the research and why you are selecting this topic. Second paragraph, find out the research gap, research question, and research problem. Mention it in a precise manner. And the third paragraph, it is very important. It's now philosophical in nature. That is, philosophy behind the original research must be mentioned if you want to publish it in a top journal of Scopus, maybe Elsevier journal, Springer, and Nature-like journal, if you are targeting. Definitely, you need to go with here that the philosophy behind this research, and it is always important. People are generally avoiding this part and making only like copy-paste work. Now you see that the fourth part is the method and methodology, or the experimental design in this closer. That is, I have coming to the fourth steps. That is, if you are doing, say, qualitative research, quantitative, or mixed method, then explain your method with justification. And also, it should be acceptable method in reference to your research design. And make sure here, I have write down that your method has enough strength to overcome the research gap. That is, someone is not doing research and you have taken that area for your research. And now your method and methodology, particularly solving that problem. For the experimental design, those who are from science, technology, engineering, or experimental research, it is always necessary to mention the complete process. That's your method and methodology. That's the what is the system you are adopting, what are the synthesis process. If you are from chemistry, material science, if you are from other department also in the science, technology, and engineering, it's always necessary that you are showing the realistic view of your experiment in the method and methodology section. Then the next part is somewhat simple. Simple in the sense that we have now numbers of softwares. Someone is quantitative researcher, they can use that data collections by questionnaire or others, qualitative interview, and we have the software for analysis purpose. This is somewhat you need to go with the practice. If you are using, say, SPSS, it is a good software. For quantitative researcher, STata, you can use. Engineering people can use the R and Python. Okay, R and Python. If you are doing that qualitative research, then I am just advising you, you can go with NVivo. It's a wonderful software. NVivo is a good software. And you can also use that QDL Lite. QDL Lite is a free software. You can use that. Because here now we are coming towards the technology part. And yeah, you need to use some software to make your work one standard level. Because you need to understand that now globally we are connected. And your competition is not with your university scholar, but it is open to the global level. After data collection, the result and discussion part, it is from your heart. I'm asking here, yes, of course. Make justification of every result that you have received and give your best in this part, result and discussion. And while you are reaching the conclusion that the achievement of your research work should be here. Not only the result, it is the achievement of your work. That is, you are finding out this result. Someone, Mr. X, Mr. Y said that one, but you found that this is actually in this way. This is the achievement. And this is time to enjoy because you're going to make submission of your paper. Before it, set the reference section as per the journal format. Now, how to draft an effective review research paper, format and flow charts again. So I'm pretty much sure here that most of the researchers are combining original research paper and review research paper, and they are thinking like that both are the same. But the fact behind is that review paper are always different, and it needs the expertise knowledge. What is going on? I'm sharing here that in the early stage also, researchers are trying to just combine 2-3 paper and thinking like that it is good review paper. It is not their mistake. It is our mistake. I'm saying, yes, we are those who are guide. We have to take responsibility and to guide them properly, because they are very new to research sometimes. So review research paper is always fantastic in nature, and it is actually the cream part of the research. Based on number of research paper, you are bringing something new and original based on other work. So it's generally, if you ask me, the structure, it is dynamic in nature. You can see that's Q1 journal. Later on, I will show the live also. That having different way of the presentation of the paper. That is the different structure. But we can go with some general structure. Okay, I am sharing here general structure and flow chart. Go with title, affiliation, abstract, keywords, your introduction, review of literature here is very important. Then problem statement and solution. Then conclusion and reference. So it's somewhat different than the structure I have mentioned in original research paper. Now you see here the title, of course, it is the purpose to capture the reader attention. Eyeballs, you have to bring all people eyeballs to your title. So don't exceed it the 15 or 16 words, even if it is the review paper. Abstract, no doubt, it is overall summary. Now it is somewhat different. Now it is somewhat different. You are now explaining, you are now writing review research paper. So here abstract is different than the original research paper. So here it will be one summary. That's your include the outcome, problem statement, and of course to bring the researcher to this work. Keywords should be 3 to 5 based on the importance and the impact of the word that you are using in your research. Thereafter, introduction part. It is also interesting. This presents the relative scope of the subject. So position of the research being, say, study. Okay, say the personal justification will be there if it is the review paper. Well, now let's move forward. Now, very important part in the review paper is problem statement and solution. Because here we go with numbers of parts. Like that, I'm sharing the objective and question of research. It is here. And people will write down it in their own style based on their research. Say quantitative researcher, mixed method, qualitative, or experimental. They will use some different word here to present their objective and research question. Thereafter, the complete theoretical framework will be here. You need to understand. Then it comes with methodology section and how tricky you are, how stylish way that you are presenting your method and methodology. Also very important in this part of the review paper writing. It is totally for expert people. I'm sharing here. And you need to go with the suggestion. Okay, that's creative suggestion. You have done research. You have shown that X et al, Y et al, Z et al, blah, 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 they have done this work. Reviewer interested to know about what is your opinion. If you are writing down review paper, then you need to include your own creative suggestion here in this part. And finally, you are coming towards the conclusion and the references. Of course, conclusion always puts emphasized on the important outcome of your analysis in this review paper. Here you see that you have not collected your own data. You have not done your own experimental research. So now conclusion part, it is very important that you will emphasize on the comparative way or in a different way, your outcomes should be there. And the reference as per journal format. So now I'm coming towards the end of my presentation. And here I would like to share one motivational quotation. You can see here the globe is moving at the bottom of the, that's my slide. And I am showing you the one human brain also. If you see clearly, all the machines are moving. It's the digital era. It's the age of internet. And the graph of your career, if you want to grow, then you may have number of rejections from the journals, numbers of time, numbers of people will insult you, numbers of people will discourage you. They will say, in my first slide, I have shown no research, go for that work, job like this. I will say, from Albert Einstein, never give up on what you are really want to do. The person with big dreams is always more powerful than with all the facts. You will meet people with different kind of knowledge in your life. More important part is that you will find out very few people, those who can execute their idea, their dream into the reality. It is the big challenge to overcome all the insultation, all the that's rejection in your researcher life. Don't make mistake that the reviewers are against you. I am also one reviewer. I'm telling you, reviewers are not against the researcher. Only the philosophy behind the selection of the paper is that we need the quality paper, and I hope our Eudoxia Research Center and Eudoxia Research University, United States of America, will contribute more research and innovation to the worldwide researcher and academician. We will have a new era of ethical research, and everyone will publish good research paper in Scopus top journals. Thank you everyone for your support, for your comment during my presentation. I would like to stop the recording here.